So choosing the right tools for you and your team. No doubt you're seeing stuff like this all over Facebook at the moment, giving you big long lists of like 30 AI tools you absolutely must be using. And it's honestly pretty overwhelming. Even myself being a technologist, I spent the first probably year of ChatGPT being released just thinking to myself, wow, there's a lot of stuff changing right now, but I just don't have the capacity to kind of deal with it. And so what I eventually got to the point of, with many months of forcing myself to use the stuff, I got to a bit of a comfort level of the AI landscape. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this short presentation, is to give you a bit of a map of the landscape. A slide like this is good and is useful, but I have intimate knowledge of what it's like to run a small business. I've been running one for 20 years, and I've dealt with literally 5,000 plus small business owners, and I get from that pretty good context of what's useful and what's not useful. And so I want to try and give you like the peat map of which of these tools are worth your time, which of these tools you don't have to worry about. Now, fair warning, you are going to get a lot of tools listed out in this presentation, but what I'm hoping for is from each category of tools, you might write down one that's interesting. So we're going to start with what I'm calling the big five. And that is the large language models, or the general purpose AI tools. And this is what most people kind of think of when we talk about AI. So you would obviously know ChatGPT, Gemini is now in here, and there's a few others which are pretty popular as well. Claude, probably the third most popular one. And then we have Perplexity and Grok. Now, this is an AI generated summary. Don't worry about reading every single line here. I'm going to kind of give you my rundown on what we like for what, and what we like for you, and what we like for your team. Now, most business owners that we work with at the moment use ChatGPT and a little bit of Gemini. But then sometimes people will use a little bit more Gemini for certain tasks. And for very specific tasks, they might use Perplexity, Grok, or Claude. The issue that we have as we're running a business is we always have to worry about what is the cost of every technology tool that I roll out. And when a provider like OpenAI comes out and gives us an amazing tool like ChatGPT, it's really tempting to go and, get it in the hands of absolutely everyone in the business. But eventually, all the teams start hitting the free limit and they say, hey, can we please have an upgrade? And then you're spending $20 a month to pay for licenses for everyone for this tool. And then someone like Google, who's maybe following behind, lagging behind, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months behind on development of their product, will come out and say, hey, I've built this tool into something that you've already got, so now you get it for free. And Google put the price up on us, but effectively you get now Gemini for free for your team. And so at that moment, you've got to decide, do I want the tool like ChatGPT that has all the bells and whistles, but I've got to pay for it? Or is Gemini going to be good enough for my team? And if you've got more than 10 people in the business, we're starting to get up there in the costs and what we're investing in. So my recommendation for you is, for your team, Gemini is probably good enough for general purpose for most things and for most roles. For about a year, I bagged out Gemini on our channel and said all the ways where it just was not up to scratch, and tried to use it, but just found myself going back to ChatGPT because it was just nowhere near good enough. Well, I haven't touched ChatGPT since about March. I finished my subscription, so I'm back on a free plan there. And Gemini has been able to do 99% of tasks for me. There's still a few weird things that Gemini will just not be very good at right now. If I've got a big spreadsheet of data and I want to manipulate that data in rows and columns live in front of me and then export it as a CSV and put it into another system, that's the only thing where Gemini's really sucked. And the only big feature that I really miss from ChatGPT is that Gemini doesn't have the memory feature. Gemini is better at remembering longer conversations, but it doesn't have a specific memory function. Google have announced that Gemini is going to be able to include all of the context of all of the previous queries that you've given it, but I haven't seen it doing that just yet. So ChatGPT is a more, let's say, focused model around the specific memories that you've got coded into it. And so it's going to feel like it knows you a lot better. But effectively, that's my advice. Gemini is going to do 95% of what you're after, and ChatGPT, use it if you really need it for specific tasks, or if you've got a team member that you really want to pay for something specific. Now, you've got three other options there. You've got Claude, you've got Grok, and you've got Perplexity. Perplexity, I have not really used much myself at all, but it is well known for being good at search. So if you want to use your AI tool like a replacement for your search engine, then if you do a lot of like searching, a lot of research, Perplexity might be the one for you. Think about people who are like journalists and doing a lot of research just in search engines all day long. They're probably already using Perplexity, but if you didn't know it, that's a good place to go. Grok is by Twitter or XAI, Elon Musk's kind of house of companies. And that works really great for real-time data and access to social stuff because it connects to Twitter and it connects to everything else in the online social world. So that's where you'd go if you're maybe working in marketing, social media, and you're interested in online trends that are happening right now. Grok might be a good option for you. And Claude is known for being better at creative writing. For a long time, we used Claude pretty much exclusively to write scripts for YouTube, write marketing emails that we'd send to our customers. And once we created a shared project in Claude, multiple people could work on that together. And so ChatGPT has a shared projects feature as well. Gemini does not, which is a bit of a bummer, but Claude has a shared projects feature. And if you train it well by giving it a document with all of your brand guidelines, your communication preferences, and your avatars of your customers, then Claude will do a really amazing job with generating copy for you. However, I've been using Gemini for it these days, and as in the last month or two, and I've been really, really impressed with Gemini for copywriting. I haven't personally found myself running to Claude, although for YouTube videos and scripts, that's what the team have been using so far.
If you liked this video, we've got plenty more on the channel covering this topic and much, much more.